run, two, come, let's go. I said a 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 run, two, come, let's.
What up, everybody? Welcome back. Today's video, I want to talk about something that's really near and dear to me, near and dear to my pastime, and near and dear to the future of us as black men and black families. So, the subject matter I want to talk about today is pretty much, it's a song that I wrote a while ago, and I put it out for people to actually get a hold of it and listen to it to actually learn something. But of course, distracted by mindless nonsense over their head. So the song that I put out, and you're going to hear it in the video, it's called Old School Is Over. And in the song, I'm basically talking about how for the guys 40 and up, 100, being on the street, like on the block, and like mixing and mingling with the younger guys trying to get money, if it ain't established and it's not like real life structure, it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over. The reason why I'm saying that, man, because like if you look at the dynamics of the streets now, it's nothing like what it used to be. Let me take y'all back. Let's go back to 88, you know what I'm saying? In Cincinnati, in 88, it was powder transitioning over to Ready or Ready Rock. I mean, that's what it's called, or crack or whatever, but we called it Ready Rock. And one of the main reasons why we called it Ready Rock, if you do the research back in the day, and I don't like name dropping, but it's the truth. You could verify, fact check it, whatever. Do what you got to do. But and he'll tell you, if you ever interview him, Freeway Ricky Ross, back in the 88 and in the 90s, was here in Cincinnati. And, you had people on the street that would buy powder, the users that would use it, and they would call it either cook up or they would call it freebasing. You know what I'm saying? But when he brought his California influence here, the word Ready Rock started resonating throughout our community, and people would come through like, who got that ready? Who got that ready? You could be on the block with powder. Of course, I would see other guys, you know what I'm saying, doing this. They'll be like, who got that ready? And motherfuckers be like, they ain't got that ready. They got powder. They'll be like, I don't want that. I want that ready. So basically a transition from powder to Ready Rock. Now, back in those days, when people used to hustle, they would be on the block. Like literally, you had, where I'm from, it was blocks here, a block here, a block here, but it was all one complex. And I'll get into that in another video. But at the end of the day, guys could just stand on the block. They would call it hugging the block all day long in order to make money. Well, with the invention of cell phones, with the invention of, Instagram and Facebook, what I see now with the newer generation, they advertise what they got on Facebook. People call their phone or hit their DM and they make their money. But it's a disconnect because the older generation, we look at that as like, dude, you advertising to them boys. Them boys on Facebook, so they going to come see you. Like, to us, that don't make sense. It's nonsense. And it's only a matter of time before they can hit you with indictment, whatever. But for old school guys, they still have a block mentality. Old school guys a lot of them still have a block mentality, meaning the way you're going to make the most money is being on the block where people could come see you or people could come grab what they need to grab. Even if they working off their phone, they still on the block. That's where they most comfortable. Let's put it like that. Because we got to admit, old schools, OGs, once you in the house, it's pretty much over. You want to chill, forget about what's outside, lay back, relax, get on the game, eat, chill with your girl, whatever. So you separate the business of being on the block than being in your safe haven or at your spot. But the newer generation intermingle the both, which goes against the rules of what Biggie talked about or what other people that's been in the game. I'm just assuming Biggie been in the game, but that's who y'all familiar with. But basically, you don't shit where you eat. You know what I'm saying? You don't hustle where you live. I mean, that's an old rule. The new rules have changed. So basically, what happens is the old schools try to be on the block. The young boys on the block, running the block, basically doing what they need to do, and it's a battle. The young boys ain't really got no reason to respect the old schools because the old schools ain't showing them no love. The old schools been shitting on them. The old schools ain't been teaching them nothing, and the old schools really ain't putting them on. So the young boys' goal is to outdo the old schools, and then once they get more bread than the old schools, they got youth on their side, so they like young lions, you know what I'm saying? You ever watch the Nature Channel or National Geographic? I don't mean to shout them out, but have you ever watched animal videos with lions? When the young lions are ready, they go search out turf to take over. You know what I'm saying? And whose turf usually get taken over? It's the old school lion that's already been established. You know what I'm saying? He done put in his work, scared everybody off, sprayed his territory, making sure ain't nobody coming in. He got his, all his lionesses, all his kids. But what happens? The young boys come in, the new lions come in. And it ain't just one lion no more like it used to be with the old school. Now they have learned, they have adapted to actually come together in 2s, 3s, and 4s to take over a certain area. And that's pretty much what's happening on the block. The young boys is ganging up, or the young boys is clicking together to run the old schools off the block. I can remember back in the day when it first started happening, like the old schools was holding it down. But them young boys, man, it's one thing that they got that we didn't have. See, we had respect for our elders. That's number one. But then for two, we always wanted to care for our family and be comfortable to make sure they was cool. This new generation, I'm not blanketing it. I'm not speaking for everybody. But a lot of them is out for self. I'm not saying it in a negative connotation. I'm just saying they focused on what they want. The car that they want, the rims that they want, the clothes that they want, the ice that they want. They not really focused too much on the bigger picture, the long-term goal. That's why a lot of the younger boys are robbed, because they are robbed and they are take, not thinking about the repercussions, like how it can literally affect your future. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much what's happening is I'm hearing about a lot of my old school friends, or a lot of my old school associates, or a lot of my old school affiliates, people that I grew up around, still trying to hug the block at our age. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen. And it's advantageous because basically they getting shot up. I mean, that's just basically what it is. Basically what's happening is a lot of them are just getting shot up. The ones that ain't in jail, the ones that got out the game, that's working, and the ones that, like said, I'm through. Outside of them, the ones that still trying to hustle on the block, they getting shot up. They ain't getting ran off the block and beat up, they getting shot up. I just got news today, literally today. I can show you the text, but I ain't gonna put the other person out there. Somebody we just grew up with got shot in the back and shot in the face. Excuse me. They alive, but two things could happen. It could be retaliation. You know what I'm saying? The OG got kids, probably got grandkids, extended family, moms, sisters. So the young boys know that's his family. We just knocked them off to slow him down. You know what I mean? Or the old school could say, you know what? I'm going to go on and get out the way. So the song that I wrote, it was called Old School Is Over. The song was about old school, get your ass off the block, bro. It's over. I literally say, let the young boys have it. You had your turn. You had your turn. I can remember back in the day when I first jumped off the porch. We didn't have a porch. Jumped out of my unit, basically. Jumped out of my unit and got out there, quote unquote, shooting dice or just observing what was going on in the street. I mean, we saw the transition from the older guys who was ahead of us to us transitioning into their roles. It wasn't no violence, it wasn't no drama. It was definitely confrontation. They try to use the fear tactic, you know what I'm saying, trying to use their hands. Guess what? We had hands. We had hands right with them. We had youth on our side. See, we still played sports, so we had strength, we had agility, and we had quickness. And if you know anything about, any of y'all out there know anything about a Cincinnati nigga, and I ain't mean to use that term, but one thing you know about a Cincinnati dude, a lot of the old schools, we got these. We got these, we got these. 50% of us got these, you know what I'm saying? So you got these, and these together, that's a problem for an old school because they smoke cigarettes, they drinking heavy, you know what I'm saying? We athletic, we youthful, we got heart and our brain work. It wasn't no match. But we didn't have to use guerrilla tactics. We basically just overtook them as far as just getting out there doing what we needed to do. They saw they couldn't hang, they couldn't compete, they didn't want to transition over to what was new going on, so they just moved out the way. It ain't like that with these young boys. The young boys with whatever. I personally respect them. I respect the young boy. The young boy is a straight soldier. But it's one thing they lack. They got the heart. They got these. They don't got these. They don't use these no more. They got these. This is where they lacking. Because they inebriated too much. They on weed, they on drink, and they on pills, and they smoking blacks. So they not in their right mind. They chemically induced to react on the chemical reactions in their body, what's coming from their heart and their head or their subconscious mind. What do I mean by that? They might see a dude that they been wanting to rob, and they ain't got the heart to do it, so they'll pop a pill. Boom, that pill will have them go rob dude without no repercussions. So at the end of the day, what I want to say is to y'all old school guys, man, 40 and up, bruh, get out the way. Get out the way. Get off the block. Let the young boys have it. You a grandpa. You probably a grandpa. So your kids grown, or about to be grown. Or if you got younger kids, it's time to focus on them. You done had your fun, man. You done had your fun. So get a job, get a gig, go to school, get a trade, get your CDLs, do something to make your money so you could be safe. It ain't worth getting shot up out here. It ain't worth going to war with them. None of that. Let them have it. It's their turn. Just like it was your turn. You had a 20-year run. You had a 20-year run. So let the young boys have it. Young boys, at least get the old schools a warning. Let them know, like, school, it's time, bro. It's time. Don't just shoot them up. Give them a chance. Because I know y'all with the business. That's why I say I respect y'all. You know what I'm saying? I highly respect it because I teach y'all. I teach in schools. You know what I'm saying? I teach in halfway houses. I teach in jails. I teach in workhouses. Like, that's what I've been doing it for the last 15 years. So I know what's going on out here. So, old schools, they don't care nothing about you, bruh. It was an old school, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. It was an old school that was talking to some young boys, which was his son's friends. And guess what his son's friends told him? His son's friends told him, basically his friend's daddy, your friends that's out there on the block, you need to tell them to move. Because them your friends. Them ain't our friends. We cool with you, but we not cool with them. Them your friends. So they in the way. They in the way. That was his son's friends. So if they don't care nothing about his daddy's friends, bruh, if they don't know you, it's over. So not to make this video too long, that being said, old schools, it's over. Get out the way, find a new hustle. You know what I'm saying? Let the young boys have it. Young boys, get smarter, man. Quit using so many of them pills, man. Stop being so inebriated. Read some books. Read some books. I ain't gonna get into that, but just read something. It'll stimulate your brain other than popping something. That's pretty much it, because I don't want to make this too long. I don't want to make it too political, and I don't want to make it too educational, because then it'll go over people's head. Old schools is over. Get out the way. Young boys, if you out there handling your business, be safe. Of course, I'm going to say don't get on the street. You know, build a business and a career legally. Of course, I'm going to say that. But if you're on the block, be safe, be careful. Stop being so inebriated. That's your word for the day. Stop taking so many pills, drinking so much. You know what I'm saying? And use your brain. All right, that being said, it's over. Holla. Till we meet next time. Old school, it's over.
Run to, come, let's go. I said, run.